I have an interesting thought experiment for you.
Okay.
I tell you I've got a new teleporter. It can teleport you to Tokyo. Would you like to go to Tokyo in my new teleporter?
I think I know where this is going, but yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
You say yes. But you add, how does it work? I go, well, it replicates you perfectly over in Tokyo. All your memories, all of your, your emotions, all of that, the replication of you appears in Tokyo. The version of you that gets in this chamber right now is completely destroyed immediately. But Nick Norwitz will continue existing in Tokyo exactly as you are today. And you won't feel a thing. Do you jump in my teleporter?
Yeah,
You do?
I do.
Okay, yeah. A lot of engineers say exactly what you said. I don't. I have a difficult time with that, right?
Can I give you my rationale?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I guess the question you need to then ask is like, what defines you? Because
Right,
the thing you're suggesting is that really you're building a clone, but I'm being killed.
right,
And what I think, when you ask what defines a human, it's not the atoms that build our body. Our atoms in our body get turned over, over the years.
mhm,
The atoms in my body are not the same atoms that were in my body when I was 10. They're just
right.
not. So I'm physically a different specimen. Um, and so based on that alone, I would be comfortable saying yes, I'll get in the teleporter. But even just like branching off beyond that, are we defined by our memories? I don't think so. Our memories are actually like, recreated all the time. Our memory shifts, our characteristics, our personality traits shift. There might be some underlying like consistent current. Um,
I think we're definitely defined by our memories. I think our memories are extremely relevant as to who we are.
you think if you have dementia and you lose your memory, you're dead?
I think that in a way, depending on how bad the dementia is, even you yourself may consider yourself partly dead, and a lot of your family. I mean, certainly, I've unfortunately had to kind of experience working with this with my family. I'll give you a good example. My dad's brother, because of experiences of seeing other family members on my mom's side lose a lot of cognition, knowing where my dad's brother had gotten after a stroke and his state of being, I chose not to visit him toward the very end, mostly so that I could preserve my memory of him and our last conversation, which was a really good conversation, for him,
Yeah.
and because I knew that's what he wanted. I knew that's because it's what I would have wanted if I were him.
I had similar experiences with family members. Um, my last interaction with my grandfather reached a different person. So, all right, let's work with that premise. And they were built by our memories. In that case, then by that logic, it's fine to get in the teleporter.
Right? Because the clone of you has all the same memories.
Right. So I think that there are broader discussions about, what defines a human. And I don't think memory completely captures it, to be honest, because like our memories are recreated each time we recall them. And we still add to the memory pool. So like we are changing beings. So like what is the core? Like my memory bank now, Nick at 29, is very different than my memory bank at age 10. Is it the same person? Because the cumulative memories are totally different.
True.
And I've forgotten a lot of things as well. So I've become a different person.
Yeah. I mean,
In a way, so what I'm saying is like from birth to death, there isn't like a very easy way to linearly like define what am I. It's not matter. I don't think memories quite captures it. It's definitely not personality traits. I think in large part the self is an illusion. It's a very good illusion. It's an illusion I enjoy, and I will engage in this game that we call, life in the self. But I do feel we are like it's actually hard to pin down the self.
it is. And in programming, there is something called a class and an instance. A class is like the blueprint. An instance is like the thing made from the blueprint, right? And so what we're talking about is this is the instance of the class of Nick Norwitz. You're the instance. Therefore, if we make a new instance of you in Tokyo while this instance dies, Nick Norwitz, there's only one instance of the class of Nick Norwitz at a given moment, right? Okay. So why then do most of my engineering friends give the same answer you do, but I don't? And I don't have an answer for that. But I
Mhm.
can tell you it's compatible. What you're saying is compatible with permanent longevity. You know why? Because at the point where we can make an instance of Nick Norwitz's memories, his consciousness, all of that, and put it into a cybernetic machine that can live on indefinitely, yeah, we've conquered death. Now, the harder question is, can we do that biologically? That's a tougher one. I think we'll get to the first scenario
Yes, I
before we
agree.
get to the second.
I agree. That's gonna be harder, the second scenario. Um, but I think, yeah. I don't
But but don't get me wrong, the first scenario is insanely difficult because you quite I mean,
yeah.
this is called neural networks, which sounds comparable to the human brain, but the human brain, I know you know this, you're really into human you're you're into brain biology, is incredibly complex and incredibly efficient in spite of what you might think is an inefficient organ. It's insanely efficient, so powerful.
It's crazy. If you go to, like, take okay, well, you have 86 billion neurons, and then a bunch of support cells, glia on top of that. Then, trillions, literally trillions of connections among neurons, and you, like, zoom in on any given neuron, it's not only branches, there are tiny branches off of branches that are constantly growing and shrinking and dynamically reconnecting with things. To capture that and transfer it atom for atom, really, is a difficult problem, but not an impossible one. So, I don't know. I'd like
Yeah.
to think that we can conquer death. I don't think it's I don't think we should need to die. Like, if given the it's a weird thing because you ask people, and most people are like, "Oh, death's part of life. It's natural." My dad, we've had these conversations, even conversations that he even thinks it's selfish to want to live forever. And I'm like, "No, it's a different norm." Also, will probably be in parallel with this expanding to other planets. So it's not like I have to die to create space on this planet for another human being, you know? I think it should be part of the it would be cool if it were part of the menu of options to live as long as you want, and then exit whenever you feel you want to.
Yeah, so let's expand this a little bit more. Would you like to have a perfect memory? Anything you've ever experienced, you completely retain in perfection.
It's hard. I would say, can I be selective about how I recall it?
Sure. You can even erase memories at will.
Oh, then yes. That's different. I mean, because, like, you could have a single traumatizing experience, like, just like, that is setting the groundwork for, like, PTSD on steroids.
Right.
But given the conditions you put out, yes.
Yeah. So you already know this as well. We further subdivide the brain into like the limbic system, the frontal lobe, and how they interact with each other becomes relevant for all of these things like trauma, right? And how these affect your behavior. Okay, but these are definitely affecting the you are,
Mhm.
right? So given that, when you, Nick Norwitz, live forever, it's not like the copy of you is not going to itself want these upgrades. So the you are now is constrained by biology, is constrained by limitations such as memory loss, right?
The me I am now, but why wouldn't I want the upgrades?
I'm saying you would want the
Okay, yeah,
upgrades,
yeah.
right? But it does mean that whatever we conceptualize as being living forever isn't just how we think, oh, cool, my brain will exist and I'll think in the way that I do now, but with like some enhancements.
Right, but it's selective evolution of you as an individual,
Yeah,
which is fine, but we do that every day in our lives. Like, literally, like, setting a New Year's resolution. You're saying, "I want to change myself,
right.
and I'm gonna take actions to do that based on the tools available to me." So, yeah, if there's, like, an upgrade that I can, like, sign up for where I have a perfect memory or, I can eat Oreos without a stomachache, and be in perfect metabolic health as a cyborg and enjoy the sensation even though I didn't even enjoy it, maybe I'll set up for that, we'll never know.